I made the sauna door last week and I ended up making it a little bit too big, just like a light eighth of an inch. And there was a ton of work in the door. The door is built off of 1/2 inch plywood. I used 25 millimeter Baltic birch plywood for the framing material. Then the door gets insulated, then it gets a vapor barrier, an 1/8 inch spacer, a tempered glass window that was trimmed out. So after all of this work, I realized the door's probably an 1/8 of an inch too wide. So I was talking about this on Instagram and I showed the cut that I ended up making. And of course I got a lot of questions like, why not just use the jointer? Or why not cut the door in 2 passes, meaning run it through the saw, then flip it and run it again. The reason why you'd have to do that is because the door is 3¼ inches thick and my blade only goes up to 3⅛. So just like anything, there's always a reason, and I did put a lot of thought into solving this problem. And the reason why I didn't use the jointer is because, number one, the door's about 65, 70 pounds, so it's pretty difficult to run through the jointer, and I'm just not confident with my joiner skills to be able to take off a perfect 1/8 of an inch or a light 1/8 of an inch. And also there were nails in that side of the door. So I was prepared to cut through them with the table saw. That doesn't really bother me, but I didn't want to hit the jointer knives. So that's the reason why I didn't use the jointer. Another question was, why not make the cut in 2 passes on the table saw? So make the first cut, flip the door, make the second cut, and then you've got your cut. Well, the reason why I didn't do that is I had already trimmed out the inside of the door. So basically I had a little casing around the window and the door would not sit flat on the table. And if I tried to do that, then I would end up damaging the trim on the inside of the door. Also, there's a 5-degree bevel on the opposite side of the door. So not the hinge side, but the other side. And so then I'd have to readjust the fence to make sure that the cut lined up. So what I ended up doing was making one cut at 2½ inches tall and then cleaning it up with a flush cut bit in the router. Definitely a bit of a tense cut on something that's finished and that you already have a ton of work in. So what I ended up doing was really just taking my time to get set up to make the cut. So I put a stool behind the table saw, propped it up with a few 2x4s, so the table was almost at the same level as the table saw. So I didn't have to walk over to the saw, carrying the door in my hands, turn on the saw, and then kind of get it in position. I got everything in position, set the fence, and then carefully pushed the door through the saw, focusing on where the door meets the fence. If the door stays up tight against the fence, then I know the blade is where it's supposed to be and I'm going to get a nice cut. So after making that cut, I put a flush cut bit in the router, cleaned up the remainder, and it turned out great and the door fits great. So I just wanted to make this video because you always get questions about things, decisions that you make when you're building something or fixing a problem, because there's more than one way to do things. That's just the way it is. But I think in this case, this was probably the best way to do it, and it ended up working. But if you have an idea of something that you think would have worked better, just leave it down in the comments below. I always like to read the comments. And as far as the sauna goes, it's working great. I finished it on Saturday last week. I've been in it. My kids have been in it. It gets up to about 190 degrees. Probably would get higher if we left it on longer. And I will be posting a full sauna build video, but I'm probably going to wait about 2 or 3 months so we get some real work into it, or real, not work into it, but time it's been used, so we can see how long it's held up over, let's say 2 or 3 months from now. But so far, so good. Really enjoying it. All the decisions that I made seem to be working as far as the insulation. If you're going to build a sauna, the rock wool is the way to go. I used the comfort board because I didn't want to have super thick walls. I wanted the 1.5-inch thick insulation. And something else I did a little different is I used poplar, which is also a suitable wood for saunas, just because I did not want to use cedar. I didn't want to pay for it, and I'm not a big fan of the smell of cedar. So that worked out really well. So I should have that video up in the next, let's say 2 or 3 months. If this is the first time visiting my channel, I hope that you'll check out some of my other videos. They're all designed for the beginner to intermediate woodworker who actually wants to build the furniture for their home. I've got step-by-step video tutorials for tons of furniture projects. They all have plans on my website. So it's really a great guide for people who want to make things that are kind of, I think, realistic. No epoxy tables. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to build the furniture for your home, please visit my website at johnpeters.com for a large variety of furniture projects and plans available. From beginner to advanced woodworking projects, I'm sure you'll find a project that will match your woodworking skill level and taste in furniture. Each project has step-by-step video tutorials right here on YouTube designed to help guide you through the project and help you build something I know you'll be proud of. Thanks again, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's a great way to help me continue to make long-format project videos just like this one.